Snipers HQ, where we calibrate the soul. Snipers HQ, where we calibrate the soul. Master the emotion, then we tally back the goal. Confluence rising, look at how the level stack. Sniper discipline, never looking back. Snipers HQ, stay focused.
Do my best. When you think about being a sniper, right? All of the work of a sniper, I'll say 90% of the work happens when? Before or after?
Before.
Before. The beauty of a sniper, if there is beauty in a sniper, the skill of a sniper is that they're able to wait for whatever they're aiming for to get into their scope, and all they have to do is execute. Right?
Oh, my bad, y'all. Y'all got a question?
There he is.
That's crazy, bro.
There he is. I was gonna pull you on, KT, to talk about the function of a sniper, like the tactical aspect of a sniper, in my analogy. But it's all good. It's all good. But no, you know what? Now that I have you here, actually, describe the job of a sniper, if you could.
Yeah, so it's actually more that goes into sniping than people think. Like they think they just, take their rifle out, get on a target, pull the trigger when they got them in the crosshairs, and that's couldn't be furthest from the truth. And I've been doing a lot more training on sniping. I only have 2 sniper rifles, but that was something that I used to think. I thought it was so easy, I could just get out there and do it, but it's not that easy. So out here in the desert, we don't typically get a whole bunch of wind out here. So for me on sniping, I don't get a bunch of elements going against me. But the main job of a sniper, like you're gonna have a spotter with you. So you have to be able to also follow directions. With the spotters, they're gonna gauge your wind. They're gonna gauge things that you're not able to calculate just being on your scope. But ultimately, it is to kill, track, lock. So I would say, and I'm not the best, like I wouldn't say I'm a super professional sniper. Like it's a lot of things that I still have to learn to even be able to teach it. But the main objective of a sniper is to be able to take out a target at a long distance with no damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Without being detected, without giving away your point.
And I'm assuming without any hesitation, right?
Definitely no hesitation.
So when you think about being a sniper, KT, how much if the job is completed 100%, what percentage of that is pulling the trigger?
I would say pulling the trigger is only going to be maybe like 10 to 15, maybe 20% at max.
Max.
Majority of that is going to be all calculation and, making sure that when you take your shot that, you're like, they have what they call holding points. So you got to know your holds when you're a sniper. So if I'm trying to snipe somebody at 1,000 yards, I'm not going to put my crosshairs exactly where I want to hit. I'm going to put maybe the top of my crosshairs. I have, I'm going to send a picture in the Discord so you guys can see how my scope is set up. But I have 3 to 5 other points from the midpoint of my crosshairs to the top. I'll put my where I want to hit my target, I'll be at the top of my crosshairs instead of at the midpoint of the crosshairs.
What happens if you put those crosshairs at the midpoint?
I'm going to miss the target.
You're going to miss the target, right?
I'm going to miss the target by a lot.
Beautiful. Beautiful explanation. Thank you. What KT just described is exactly how we should approach the market. We can look at these swing points as our holding spot, right? This is where we hold. So we know if we're trying to get into a trade, this is my range. Now, if I want to enter at this level, am I going to set my alert here? If I'm looking for this to get broken, if I'm looking for an entry, I might want to start preparing a little bit before. Like KT explained, if I don't even come back and look at it until we get here, I might miss my entry, right? I'm too late. But if I can start understanding this structure, and this is where we start to sharpen our scope, right? So this is the 4 hour. Okay, I have my 4 hour swing points here. Well, if I go down to the 1 hour, I can start to sharpen my scope now and see if there's any smaller swing points inside of here that I will set my alerts for so I can be prepared when my higher time frame triggers get alerted, right? Once we get here and we're ready to take an entry, this, as KT shared, this is 15% max of the process. All the other work came back here. All the other work came back here. All the preparation, getting all the insight, all the intel, all of the awareness that we need to make a decision should have already happened. If you're trying to decide what your entry is going to be at the level you want to enter, you've missed it. You're too late. Don't even bother. One of the reasons I love that the group of the Discord is snipers is because that's exactly how trading should be. You should be so well prepared, know exactly where your target is, that once something enters into your target, all you have to do is pull the trigger. That is the only way, as a trader, you will build confidence and trust and create an edge. Doing all of this in the middle of a trade is going to make you behind every time. So taking the sniper analogy, you can use market structure as if you're mapping out where you are going to snipe, right? So I know all I'm waiting for are these two levels, or I'd go to a lower time frame, and get a near this level so I can be ready. I'm just waiting for price to get in my range. And once price gets in my range, if I can practice simply pulling the trigger when price gets in my scope, I'm increasing my probability of not only hitting my target, but building my confidence, right? That's the beauty of being able to identify market structure. Market structure will tell you when to get into a trade. Market structure will tell you when to stay out of a trade. Market structure will tell you exactly where that scope is, where you can pull the trigger. Because by the time we are trading, our only job should be execution. All the thinking should happen before here, and this is before execution, and that's where market structure comes into play. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Questions
I have one.
before I move on? Yes, Angie.
So just looking at the screen that you have up with the swing high, you had mentioned that you want to wait for a retest so that you won't get a fake out. But on this particular instance, you got that large green engulfing, and then it just went to the
You
moon.
don't get one.
So right, so eventually it's going to come back down. But so you don't take that large run, you just wait for it, because that's a lot of price.
I'm gonna pull KT back on. KT, come back on for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just.
I know. That's why I love it, because it's unexpected. So KT, tell me what happens if you have your scope set, you prepared for your target, and they never come into your scope. What do you do?
I changed my vantage point.
Okay.
Moving
Do
to
you chase? Do you chase down the target?
No, we definitely not chasing down the target. But I'll have like 3 to 4 areas of interest from where I want to hit my target. So
Okay.
if you're not giving me my shot in one vantage point, I'm gonna move to the next one.
Okay. And what if you don't get it in any of the vantage points you've planned for?
We usually have a backup plan for a close quarter battle. You know what I'm saying? Go down there and take them out.
Do you just start shooting?
Nope. We can't do that because we don't want to give ourselves away. And so we're going to use suppressors too.
Exactly. Thank you. And so, Angie, that's what we do. We do nothing. We wait. We have our backup plan or we regroup. I saw somebody in the, yeah, Virgil, we just regroup, right? Because you don't want to start chasing, right? You don't want to, yeah, this is a big run. You don't want to start chasing that though, because you don't, at this point, you don't have clear vision, right? This is emotion. And if snipers worked off of emotions, it wouldn't be they wouldn't be good at their job, right? So we don't have a trade. So this is a great example actually of price just took off without us. Now, if you go to a lower time frame, you have some trades in here, but on this 4-hour time frame, price never came back for us. Never came back to retest this, I'll say yet.
Yeah, pertaining to sniping, we going to stay up top at the vantage point if we don't get a kill shot. Even if it take a week, it don't matter. We're not chasing nothing.
If we just start shooting here, think of that as equivalent of just giving your money back to the market. If you just start pulling the trigger here, this is almost a guaranteed loss. And the reason is because at this point, you're no longer playing off of logic or rationale. This is pure emotion. And no matter how skilled you are, emotion blurs our clarity. The reason market structure is so critical is because it can give clarity to where we should be entering and exiting the market. Right? And yeah, you're out of ammo and then you're done. Count's blown. This is exactly where patience is necessary. Because sometimes, and Angie, to your question, like this, price does not come back. Right? But our job is not to chase price, and our job is not to take trades. Our job is to make money in the market. Right? And we do that by being able to get great entries at the highest probability. And even though price is running, that doesn't mean it's a high probability entry. This is like chasing down your target. Right? Does that help, Angie?
He clarified a lot of things for me.